Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of CarX Drift Racing 2 with BrogAutohaus. Today we are talking about the Kaiju, which is the Nissan R31 GTR that they most recently added to the game. And it was part of a holiday event, kind of over Christmas time through the New Year's. They're on part 3 of the event currently. But we're going to jump into some top 4 Blitz with this car, see how it fares itself against some of the other cars, and then we'll do a full tuning and body kit breakdown towards the end of the video. So if you're here for that, go to about the last 5 minutes. So as you can see, my qualifying run here, flicked it in. This is definitely not my favorite map to battle on. Drifted a little too wide here on this outside corner and ended up going into the wall, losing a lot of angle. Definitely wasn't proud of this run, but it happened to be the highest scoring one that I was able to put up with this new setup and new car. And I just haven't had enough time driving with it, I don't think, to really get it. I qualified 4th, so I went up against the number 1 qualifier first. And he had a really fast RX-7, an FC RX-7 anyway. So I flicked it in, tried to get up on him as much as I could, shifting up to 4th gear, back down to 3rd gear for the transition. Got on him pretty good here, but then what happened is he angled up and kind of like slowed down and transitioned. It was a little funky, so I fell off, lost drift, had to downshift and go back. I couldn't chase this guy very well, so wasn't super proud of that either. This car's just kind of slow, so I ended up in the battle for 3rd place against the yellow RX-7. It's an FB, and this one was a lot better. I just think that the Kaiju, like I've talked about, or I'll talk about later in the video more, it doesn't have enough horsepower. At Pro Drift 3, it's at 500 horsepower, and the top 4 Blitz is a 600 horsepower limit. Well, I can't even get 600 horsepower out of this, so we need an engine swap ASAP, because it just doesn't have enough juice on it. So anyways, let's jump on into the tuning. Alrighty guys, so we're going to hop into the body kits and tuning on the Kaiju. If you guys didn't unlock this car, it was in the most recent event, I believe. Maybe not even the part 2, it was in part 1. Otherwise, you're going to have to purchase it from the spec store. Now, I was disappointed to see that the total horsepower when fully upgraded to Pro Drift 3 is only 504 horsepower, so I am really looking for an engine swap for this thing very soon. Hopefully I will get one of those in the next couple boxes, but body kit wise, I do have the missile kit on it. I didn't unlock the Street or ProFlow kit, but as you can see, this is the missile kit. We got stock, missile again. Then we have the Street kit, which is even a little bit more of a wide body, but more squared off. And then ProFlow, which looks pretty cool as well. But in all honesty, I really liked the way that the missile kit looked the most. I did swap out, front and rear bumpers and some other stuff that you can change out even though you don't own the other body kits. So painted it, put some vinyls on it, got the seats in there and everything. But tuning wise, we'll jump into the tuning details. Like I said, I really want one of these engine swaps. I think a 2J would be great in it. I mean, obviously the 3.8 V6 twin turbo out of the GTR would be cool too, but we'll jump into custom here. This will be labeled under BrogAutohaus in the tuning workshop. I'm going to go ahead and name it right now before I forget, but you'll be able to find it there if you want to download the tune from that instead of going through all the settings yourself and adjusting what I've adjusted. So we're going to jump out to Atron, and here we go. Front suspension, we got the springs at 10.5 centimeters with the stiffness at 48. Sway bar is kind of in the middle at 78. Positive 0.03 of wheel toe in the front, negative 4.7 degrees of camber. We got caster at 8, Ackerman at 72, 58 degrees wheel divergence angle, and I did not mess with the bumps or rebounds on the front or the rear. Negative 1 camber in the rear, 0.01 positive wheel toe. Again, kind of in the middle with the sway bar. It really helped with stability on this thing. It seemed really loose before I added that rear sway bar. Probably because my stiffness is so low as well, but you can see my rear spring size is at 9 centimeters. In the fronts, I'm running 18 by 225s at 200 pressure with a 30% profile. I believe it comes with 35. I dropped that down to 30. And then in the rears, I'm running an 18 to 35, and I'm running a 35% profile in the rear. When I put a 35% profile on the front, I tried it. It was spinning out too much, and I had too much front grip, so I went down to that 30% profile, a little less side bite, and won't grab as easily. As you can see, I have it maxed out. 504 horsepower, 563 newton meters of torque. So because of that, I did do quite a few adjusting measures on the transmission. As you can see, the diff is at 0.6. I don't think I changed that, but I brought the overall gear ratio up to a 4.0 from, I believe it was at around a 3.6 initially. And then third gear was still giving me troubles, so I brought that up. It was initially at a 1.2. I brought it up to a 1.45. And then to help adjust for the rest of the gears, I brought fourth gear up to a 1.2 and fifth gear up to a 1.0. Gear shifting delay all the way down at nothing, or 0.2, the lowest it can be. We got the braking momentum. I have not messed with that either. And then for fitment reasons, I did mess with the front and rear axis width. The front I brought out 5 centimeters, and the rear I brought out 2.1 just to fit it into those kind of wider fenders. Mass and center of mass height are all the way down. So let's jump out on the track. We'll do a little bit of driving here, and then we'll close out the video. So if you guys have any questions about this car, it's definitely a challenging one to drive. Like I said, I think the low horsepower kind of hurts it a little bit. It's, you know, it's smooth, but it's certainly not fast. And I don't know if you guys have a new tune or a different tune for this that makes it really fast. Let me know, but until we get an engine swap, I really don't see it being too feasible. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to put your life in drive, and we will see you next time.